Now we have some more details about the upbringing of the man who killed 4 people and wounded 2 others at the Waffle House in Tennessee. Now, look, I'm not going to tell you his name because, again, I'm going to try to not make him more famous than he already is. Now, this man, of course, was caught after the shooting and taken into custody and is now on $2 million bond. Now, according to reports, he began shooting at patrons and employees with his AR-15 rifle at about 3:30 in the morning until he was heroically stopped by James Shaw Jr., who wrestled the gun out of the gunman's hands and threw it in another room, forcing the shooter to flee. Now, let me get to the new details that we have found out about his family life. Now, the Chicago Tribune reports that the shooter had come from a Christian family and was homeschooled. And he also happened to be a member of a very right-wing group. Now, he apparently collected guns, which is fairly obvious, struggled with mental health issues, and had identified as a sovereign citizen. Now, sovereign citizens happens to be a terror group. Now, this is a group that has been identified by the government as a terror group. And its members have been responsible for some of the police shootings. Las Vegas comes to mind, where I believe it was 4 or 5 police officers that were shot and killed by sovereign citizens. So, look, obviously, huge problems with this guy, right? Now, not only that, but his father, Jeffrey Reinking, had promised authorities that he would confiscate his son's weapons after his son was arrested at the White House back in 2017 for allegedly, I guess, making a threat against the president. Oh, no, I have to go into the White House. You don't understand. I'm a sovereign citizen, so the U.S. laws don't apply to me, and I got to talk to the president. And he was arrested for breaking security barriers and trespassing. So when that happened, the FBI talked to him, and he got his guns taken away. There were 3 guns and 3 rifles, and some ammunition, as well as a handgun that happened to have been taken away from him by police. Now, that happened in Illinois. So now Tennessee, where he later moved, the police there said that, yeah, we gave the guns back to the family on the promise that he would not give the guns back to, obviously, the very troubled son. Well, obviously that did not happen because Reinking had given the son back his guns. So, now, look, speaking of privilege, right? So now we get into a little bit of privilege. Would they have allowed someone named Abdul Muhammad to take his son's guns back after they had been confiscated for him trying to get into the White House on a promise that, no, don't worry, I'll keep it away from my son? Would they have allowed that? I have a very hard time believing so. I mean, again, that's a pretty hard one to think about them doing. But look, that is a part of what white privilege is. That's also a part of right-wing privilege, and I don't talk about that enough. Now, his family is very right-wing and very Christian. In fact, his mother weighed in on school shootings by sharing a graphic. And do you want to guess what it said? They said, I don't remember a single school shooting when I was a kid. What I do remember is our teacher having us begin the day reciting the Pledge of Allegiance, reading from the Bible, and praying. We also had the 10 Commandments on the wall. Maybe getting rid of those things wasn't such a good idea after all. So basically, she believes that the mass shootings that we're seeing in schools and other places, well, it's not because people have guns. No, it's because there's a lack of Jesus in school. Oh, is that what happened? Well, this guy's home was full of Jesus. It was bursting with Jesus. Again, religious homeschool. But hey, look, aside from all that, it had guns and a mentally unstable person who was able to have those guns. And I think that's what the big factor is. But look, the entire situation is not only white privilege, it's also right-wing privilege, and it's also a lack of gun control. I mean, the fact that he didn't get shot by police when he was apprehended, even after murdering 4 people, that in itself is amazing when it comes to America. If it had been a minority, well, then it would have been a much different story. Anybody with a different skin was very likely to be killed on the spot by police. And if they were a Muslim, forget it. They'd have been in Guantanamo. And of course, pundits everywhere would be blaming the religion. Of course he would. Well, look, this guy who was a Christian homeschooler, right? So is anybody out there blaming Christianity? No, of course not. We have an obvious double standard in this country when it comes to white right-wing Christians. We'll never blame their religion. It doesn't matter if 10 of the, next 11 mass shooters are right-wing Christians. They're never going to blame Christianity. But the one guy who was a Muslim, well, then, of course, we're going to blame the religion as absolutely violent. It's a violent religion. It's got to be the religion. It's got to be the religion. No, it's not the religion at all. Look, I don't blame his religion. I don't blame Christianity. The problem here is guns. The problem here is here's a disturbed individual that had access to weapons. And even after he has been proven to be a disturbed person, and even if the police knew that maybe he should not be allowed to have access to those weapons and made his father promise to not allow him to have access to those weapons, they still gave them back. Here you go. If that is not privilege, I don't know what is. Hey everybody, thanks for watching this video. If you want to see more like this, please hit the subscribe button below. And if you want to support truly independent progressive media, please consider becoming a patron at patreon.com/TYTNation.